Hello and welcome, everyone. I'm Monica Wicki.
And I'm Logan Rader, and this is New Mexico Living. Thank you for taking time out of your day to join us.
Yes.
We have something very important to talk about.
It's kind of funky. I'd never heard about it until today.
It is of the utmost importance, and that is a social media experiment that's going on right now, where people are trying to decide whether or not 100 men could take down one silverback gorilla. Y'all seen it? It's all over the internet.
So I come into work today. Logan likes to make fun of me as like one of the most offline people of our generation, which I'm fine with. So I didn't know what this was, and we were trying to decide, well, what do we want to talk about off the top of the show? And our producer's like, can you talk about this? And I was like, what is that? So I had to be versed today on it. And I still think it's kind of a fun, like, who came up with this? Who's sitting around and is just like,
it's a social experiment.
My gosh.
It's a
Hear me out.
Experiment. And what it is, do you believe that 100 men could take down one silverback gorilla?
Do you?
What is your answer first?
No.
You first. You think no.
No,
you
because
think the silverback is going to take down all 100
I
men?
want to help the gorilla. I would betray my team and I would help the gorilla.
100 men sure could take down a silverback gorilla.
If we're really like answering honestly, yes, I do. And we looked into it a little bit, and there was some good like scientific explanation about like how the gorilla is designed as a fighter, like anatomically and all that. And then having a cohort of 100 men, this, that, and the other. So I think at the end of the day, yeah. But I think just emotionally, I'd be like, no, I would sabotage the team that I'm on and go help the gorilla.
Here's the thing, guys: 100 men, one 100, one.
Well, what was the video? What was the video we were watching? The guy said like the first 30 to 40 men probably could be easily taken out by the gorilla, but he equated the gorilla to be more like a sprinter and not a long distance runner, right?
Exactly.
So he tires easily.
Right. So you do not want to be the first 30 to 40 men.
Stand at the very, very back.
Attacking this gorilla, trying to take him down, because you're going to meet an untimely demise. Now, however, if you're in like 60, 70 men, I would tend to be maybe the 80th or 90th person to roll in. That gorilla's going to get tired.
You show up late, your alarm didn't go off, you're like, dang it.
That gorilla's going to get tired.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%, 100 men could take down a silverback gorilla. It would be nasty, but I think they could do it.
So I kind of want to know, are these, because the question begs, it's 100 random men, right? So do these, or unspecified men, do these men know that they're going to be fighting a gorilla?
Yes.
Or are they okay? Because
they absolutely
if
do.
These random men are just huddled up and then
they're all going to be running.
Exactly. So I want to know, can we specify that
yes,
at least?
They
Do
know.
these guys know they're going to be taking on a gorilla?
Know. They know the task at hand. 100 men.
So
I'm on the team.
I think logically or
Number
whatever,
95.
I do think that the men would win, but I think emotionally I would abandon the men and I would want to help the gorilla.
Traitor!
Yep. Call me Benedict.
And there you go, guys. That's the hot topic of the day. 100 men versus one gorilla. Who would win? Have that conversation at the dinner table with your family today. And get really deep into it like we just did. All right.
It's so weird. It's just a bizarre question to pose.
The internet is a cesspool of stuff.
It's a cesspool
and weird
for
stuff.
sure.
All right, guys, let's get into the show. Here are some interesting stories happening around New Mexico. The price to get married in New Mexico is going to cost a little bit more starting this summer. Of course. Weddings just keep on going up. Beginning on June 20th, marriage license fees, those are going to increase from $25 to $55. They're going to double them?
Yeah.
Wow. Licenses issued before that date will still be valid even if the ceremony happens after June 20th. We have more information on our website. That's always on krqe.com. Big question for me here. Why?
I kind of want to know. Yeah, I kind of want to know why as well. Like why we need to more than double the price of a marriage certificate.
Why?
I also think it's kind of weird. Like, so say somebody's wedding, say they just got engaged, like myself, and they don't have like a definite date of like this is when we want to get. Could I just go to the courthouse today and get a marriage license, and then if I don't get married until 2027?
No. Well, wait a minute. No.
Like I don't know how that works.
Because I am married, and I went and got my marriage.
Most people that I see get theirs like a couple weeks before the actual date.
Yes,
that
we got it before.
Say I do.
We got it before, so the person marrying us could sign it.
Could sign it, right? But I'm wondering, like, can you? Is it indefinite, or does it have to be like you must get your marriage license no more than 30 days before the date?
That has to be it.
Something like that.
That has to be it.
Because I would say all of my friends, yourself, other people that have gotten married, when I see them post that they got their marriage certificate, it's always very close to like the date of the wedding, and I'm thinking, in my mind, there's got to be a reason for that, because who just waits till the very last second to get the one legal document?
Some people do.
That's fair.
Some people have forgotten.
Yeah, there must be like a date.
Forgotten it. They've left it. They didn't have it there for them to be signed. I've heard stories.
That'd be horrifying.
Well, Interesting. They're like, yeah, let's hike it up to $55, more than double it.
Yeah.
I disagree.
It's
a
weird.
piece of paper.
Well, why? Yeah.
It's a piece of. This piece of paper is more expensive. I wonder if tariffs have something to do with it.
I don't know.
Is paper getting more pricey?
I don't know.
Oh no! First eggs, now paper. We're doomed.
What is this world coming to? All right. A new national report is showing that New Mexico is making progress to get more children enrolled in preschool. So according to the National Institute for Early Education Research, the state moved up from 13th to 6th nationally in preschool access for 3-year-olds, which is great. It did move up 1 spot to 12th in access for 4-year-olds. The report says New Mexico pre-K programs serve 21% of 3-year-olds and 51% of 4-year-olds. This accounted for a total enrollment of nearly 17,000 children last year, up from the previous school year. Now, for in-state spending per child, New Mexico improved from 14th to 5th. I love to see this. Unfortunately, I feel like New Mexico is constantly at the bottom when it comes to education and access to education and facilities for education, which is really, really, really sad. And I feel like it's been this way like for a while. And so this is a very positive report. And it's for, you know, kids really starting their formative years, right? Like these preschool years are so important because that's where they learn good socialization. It's where they learn really kind of basic skills that they're going to take with them as they go to grade school and then college or trade school should they choose to take that route as well. So to see such an improvement, I mean, 13th to 6th, that's more than half. And then what was it, like 12th to 5th or something like that for another one? Like this is exciting. This is good data to have.
Do you remember the preschool you went to?
I do remember the preschool.
What was it
was
called?
called Children's Courtyard.
Children's Courtyard. I went to Stepping Stones.
Ah.
Yes, Stepping
Children's
Stones.
Courtyard.
My teachers were Mrs. Harton and Mrs. Durezzo.
Oh, I don't remember. I remember one of my teachers, her name was Miss Rebecca, and I invited her to my 4th grade birthday party, and she came.
There we go. Just showing the impact preschool has. It's fun. It's like, yeah, it really is the first time you get into that school setting, right? It's not daycare. It's actual, like, kind of school. You start to do things, right? And performances and stuff. I remember performances as a little kid. This is great stuff.
Making all like the hand painting art and
you
all
want
that
to
good
see
stuff.
more kids getting that preschool experience before they go into kindergarten.
Well, and I think this, you know, is really good information for new parents or soon-to-be parents to have. Like, hey, these numbers are improving. Look at how New Mexico is doing in that early education, that preschool. So when it comes time for them to enroll, they can have some confidence in knowing that their kid's going to be in good hands.
Preschool. I loved it. Stepping Stones. I looked forward to it.
I still have some of my preschool like pictures of me all dressed up looking
My
weird.
dad has some preschool art that Logan did.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'd love to see that.
It's it is
Gosh,
interesting.
with how many siblings you have, you guys could have the Raider Art Museum.
Let's just say my art was very interpretive.
Was it the best of all the art?
It is the best art of all the art. That's an office line. If you know, you know. All right.
All right, guys, moving on. If you are looking for something to do, here are some local events that are happening around New Mexico. If you're looking to end your day on a calming note, the Taylor Ranch Community Center is hosting an evening yoga flow. So you can let go of your day and recenter yourself during this vinyasa class that also includes some deep stretching to help release any tension in your body. If you are interested, it's taking place on Thursday, May 1st. It does begin at 6 p.m. Classes are free for community center members.
I took a yoga class at UNM, thought it was going to be easy, was one of the hardest classes I've ever taken.
I've only taken a handful of yoga class. I've taken like a hot yoga class. I've taken like, you know, just a traditional yoga class. And they're all just...
Yoga is not
It's pretty
easy.
humbling. It's pretty... People just think you're like deep breathing and stretching, but there's like a lot of...
Yeah, that's meditation.
Yeah.
Meditation is fun.
If you're like a yogi and you're really into it, hats off to you, because that's not an easy thing to do.
Also, but Professor, I am as flexible as a brick.
But Professor, like, then why are you in this class?
Or if you're wanting to kick off your weekend with a trip down memory lane, who doesn't like that? The South Broadway Branch Library is hosting a special movie event. They're calling it Flashback Friday. And this Friday, May 2nd, they're showing the beloved film Back to the Future, the DeLorean. I wish I had one. If you want to watch it, the screening starts at 3 p.m. and it is free to attend.
Oh, nice. All right, guys. Up next, it is Wednesday, which means we are meeting our pet of the week from our good friends over at Animal Humane New Mexico. But today, the shelter has an urgent call to action for the community.
Yeah, to say the least, guys. Their shelter, it's at capacity, full. And they're asking the community to help them through adopting. When we come back, we're talking with Animal Humane New Mexico about the benefits of adoption and how they're removing barriers to try to make adoption feasible for anyone who wants to open their heart and their home. They're doing amazing stuff, guys. Adopting couldn't be more easy now than ever.
Yeah.
Stick around to find out more.
It'll be a good interview. First, though, we're going to give you a set. They're the dog.
That's the pet of the week, and the pet of the week chose the couch of greatness. Are you kidding me?
Oh, my goodness, look at the dog.
I am beside myself.
And
Don't go anywhere.
I guess we'll give you a check on your forecast. Look at the dog.
It's now time for the National Roofing Weather Update.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is a live view from Albuquerque where we are seeing mostly clear skies as well. Though late, very late tonight, I should say, we could see a chance for some isolated rain. Forecast highs for the day, we're looking at 75 here in Albuquerque, 66 down across Ruidoso, 78 down through Hobbs. Our satellite right now is trending mostly clear, but very late tonight we could see a few very isolated sprinkles, and we see those moving in about 5 p.m., largely trending up to the northeast. That low pressure system is right next to Raton, which is why most of the rain is centered on there. That's going to make way for a clearer Thursday morning, but Thursday afternoon we're going to see more rain move in across northwestern and northern New Mexico. That will continue to intensify across the afternoon on Thursday. Friday and Saturday are going to be our big rainmaker days, however, bringing chances for isolated showers and thunderstorms across central New Mexico. That rain is going to be lasting all the way through Sunday before we cool off and clear out on Monday.
Garcia Subaru is the proud pet pick sponsor for New Mexico Living.
All right, time for the Garcia Subaru pet pick.
Yes, we are going to say hello to our pet of the day, which is Walker, Texas Ranger.
Not Chuck Norris. It's the kitty. Walker is a laid-back cat that belongs to Ted Jimenez.
Yeah, Ted says Walker likes laying on the couch, watching everyone go about their business, not making much of a fuss.
Yes, he also really enjoys cat treats.
Well, obviously.
Of course.
Who wouldn't?
Duh. Hello.
He looks like that is his perch. That's where he's going to stay, and he's going to make sure that everybody falls in line. Love it.
And he's in a cat treat coma, I think.
I think he's about
the
to
old
take
CTC.
He is, yeah. Very sweet. All right, guys, if you'd like for us to feature your pet, it's very simple. Head over to krqv.com, click on the New Mexico Living tab, then click on the Send Us Your Pet Pics tab. Tell us all about your pet and submit a photo. All right, guys, now more than ever, Animal Humane New Mexico is asking the community to open their hearts and their homes and adopt one of the many sweet living animals in their care.
Yeah, like one right there.
This sweet baby.
There's shelters at capacity and they need your help, guys. But what's even better, as a way to remove adoption barriers, all through the month of May, adoptions are going to be donation-based. How amazing is that? So here today to tell us more about the benefits of adopting a pet, as well as introducing us to our today's Pet of the Week, is the Associate Director of Marketing with Animal Humane New Mexico. There we go. I got it all out. Madison Beets in the house. What's up, Madison? Thank you so much for joining us today.
It's quite the tongue twister, but I'm so happy to be here. And with a former guest as well. I know I'm a regular on the show, but I've brought Ruby with me before. You may recognize this beautiful large breed girl. We believe that she is a Shepherd Lab mix. She's got the sweetest face, and her silly tongue always seems to be lolling out of the side of her mouth.
It is.
And she is incredibly well-mannered, y'all.
My goodness.
And it's a very sad but special day for Ruby as far as her history with the Animal Humane. She has been in our shelter as of this morning 7 months.
Wow.
Why?
Wow.
I don't understand.
That's a question that we ask ourselves all the time in the world of animal sheltering is why
You're a good girl.
She is. She's so good. Why these amazing loving pets are passed up. We do know that some people aren't able to handle a dog of her size. She is 80 plus pounds, but she's 3.5 years old. She's out of that velociraptor puppy stage, which I like to say. She has so many great foundations of basic cues. She knows sit, she knows down, she knows loose leash walking, she knows paw, she's housebroken.
Oh.
She's just checking all the boxes. So aside from that, what's her perfect home?
So Ruby would love a home with potentially other dogs. She really does enjoy the company of other dogs.
friends.
So if you have others at home, we recommend you bring them along to meet Ruby just to make sure it's a good fit.
Yeah.
But she does really enjoy going out on outings with us. And so I think she would be a great brewery dog. She would prefer a home without cats.
Okay.
Yes.
But honestly, I think just about any home, bring the whole family, bring your dogs, and see if Ruby could be a good fit. We certainly don't want to see her being in the shelter for another month or any longer, because Ruby actually came to us from another shelter. So she has spent too much of her sweet young life in shelters, and we are really hopeful that you will be inspired today to share Ruby's story or consider coming to meet her today, because she's a fabulous girl.
Let's find Ruby a forever home. It's a call out right now. Who wants to take this? Look at this. Who wants to take this cheese-loving dog home today? You
She's
can.
got the sweetest face.
She looked right at me when I said cheese-loving.
She knows.
Madison, this month of May, well, I guess we're not in May yet. It's about to be here.
Yes.
May's going to come around. All adoptions are donation-based. You guys are really trying to clear the shelters. You're at capacity right now. Talk to us about this.
Absolutely. So we at Animal Humane New Mexico and also shelters nationwide are seeing a decrease in trends of dog adoptions, especially large to medium-sized adult dog adoptions. And that is the bulk of what is at our shelter right now. However, we've got some incredibly lovely dogs who we're just really hoping the community can come together and find loving homes for. Just like sweet Ruby here. 7 months in a shelter is far too long in our opinion. It far surpasses our average length of stay, which is unfortunately steadily growing higher.
Wow.
A couple years ago, it was about 10 days, then it jumped to about 2 weeks, and then now we are hovering around 21 days.
Almost
for
a full month.
The average pet who is in care. And a lot of that is due to adult dogs staying in the shelter for far too long. So we at Animal Humane New Mexico are doing everything we can to reduce the barriers to adoption. Sweet Ruby making herself right at home here. So even if you come in at the end of April, you can still do donation-based adoptions, but we have decided to extend that through May. So any pet on campus, at any of our locations, at any of our adoption events, you can donate what you can to bring home your new best friend.
Wow.
Just removing those barriers, making sure anyone that wants to open their heart and their home to that pet has the ability to do so, which is really, really incredible. You know, you've talked a lot about Sweet Ruby here and why she is such an incredible dog, but just in general, Madison, what makes adopting an adult dog really just such an incredible thing to do?
Yes, there's so many benefits to adopting an adult dog from a shelter. I think that sometimes people can shy away from that, 2 to 5 year range because they do tend to have a good amount of energy during that stage. However, every dog is unique and individual. Ruby being 3.5 years old, she will lay right down by your side, is a great loose leash walker, knows so many cues. And that is often what you find with adult dogs in general at the shelter. They tend to have a general basis of cues. They may be housebroken, which is a really big benefit. And they give all of the same benefits as any other pet adoption. They're going to lower your cortisol. They're going to give you an opportunity to get out and be in the community, to socialize with others, or to even just get out and walk around your neighborhood and enjoy our beautiful state. And then, for dogs who don't know quite as many cues as Ruby, or even dogs like Ruby, practicing those can be so much fun and a great bonding activity. Dogs enrich our lives in so many ways. I can say that from experience with my own 3 at home. But if you've never been a dog owner, or if you're interested in dog adoption, come see us. We're happy to talk through it with you and help find a good match for your family.
Absolutely.
This dog is great,
She's
guys.
awesome, guys.
Please, if you are considering adopting a dog, and an older one, maybe not a puppy, but one that's an adult,
Look at
Ruby
her.
is a fantastic choice. This dog rocks. Madison, one more time, where can we find her for adoption?
So Ruby is available at Animal Humane New Mexico's main campus. We are open 7 days a week from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. with a 1-hour lunch break from 1 to 2. So come meet this sweet girl. She is essentially free to adopt with donation-based adoptions, and she has been waiting so long for a loving forever family. We're just hopeful that we can find that for her here today.
Absolutely, we will. I know that
believe.
there is someone that is watching this, or somebody that is watching this has a family member or a friend that needs this kind of love in their life, and she is absolutely going to find that home.
Absolutely. Guys, you can also foster. And to find all that out, what's the website where we go to?
Yes, head straight to animalhumanenm.org if you want to adopt Ruby or any of our other amazing pets, if you want to learn about fostering or how you can support our life-saving work.
Absolutely. Madison, thank you for coming in today and for bringing in Sweet Ruby.
Yes, thanks for having us.
Let's find her forever home, guys.
Look at her.
All right. For more information on this entire interview, head over to KRQE.com, click on that New Mexico Living tab. Still to come, when it comes to planning a wedding, finding the perfect venue is at the top of every couple's list.
Yeah, that's right. And luckily, if you're looking to get married here in the Duke City, there's a quaint little chapel in the heart of Old Town that could be the right spot for you to say I do. We're taking you over to Liz's wedding chapel when we return.
Goodwill of New Mexico is the proud coffee mug sponsor for New Mexico Living.
A perfect spot for your big day. When it comes to planning a wedding, there is a lot that goes into it, from the food to the music to the flowers. You want everything to be perfect. And one of the most important parts of the wedding is the venue, that special place where you say I do.
Yeah, that's right. And in the heart of Old Town sits Liz's wedding chapel. It's a beautiful space that could be the perfect place to tie the knot. To show you what we mean, we went over to Liz's wedding chapel and got to see what a walk down the aisle would be like. Take a look.
getting married.
And if a big ceremony isn't your dream, Liz's Wedding Chapel offers a great alternative. It's called the Sign and Dash.
If you don't want a complete wedding ceremony, you come in, I just have them say their vows to each other, I pronounce them husband and wife, we sign, we dash, and out they go.
When planning a wedding, it can add up quickly, but Liz's Wedding Chapel wants to make sure that cost isn't a barrier to having the wedding ceremony you've always wanted.
We offer very good pricing. Of course, we have a payment plan.
But maybe you're not getting married. Maybe there is another significant life event coming up. Liz's Wedding Chapel can still be your venue.
We offer weddings, of course, quinceañeras, end of life, and also we have photo ops.
Whatever special event you're preparing for, Liz is ready to welcome you and your family and friends with open arms.
I would love for them to come and see it. We can answer any questions. We can schedule you a tour. Just give us a call, and we'd be glad. We'd welcome you with open arms.
From the great location to the beautiful inside, let Liz's Wedding Chapel be the memorable venue for a day you will never forget.
I've been out there since 2014. I've married tons of people. It's a big part of me, part of my heart. I enjoy this, and that's why I choose, to pick my services, to pick Liz's Wedding Chapel.
So cute, guys. If you want to schedule your special day or another event at Liz's Wedding Chapel, we do have their contact information right there on the bottom of your screen. You can call them at 505-523-5683 or visit their website, www.nmweddingminister.com.
Absolutely. And guys, to watch that entire story again, head on over to KRQE.com. Click on the New Mexico Living tab. Stay with us. There's more New Mexico Living when we return.
Albuquerque Florist is the proud set flowers sponsor for New Mexico Living.
Well, the Marvel movie Thunderbolts is in theaters this Friday.
Yeah, it's kicking off a season full of highly anticipated movies.
Here's Fox's Ashley Dvorkin with a closer look.
Eric, can we say that summer movie season starts now? We have Thunderbolts, so tell me about this team.
Yeah, when you start the summer movie season, Marvel movie in early May, then yeah, it does start now. This is another really fun kind of reluctant team up movie from Marvel. They kind of come together when the Avengers are not available. There is a threat to New York City, and they have to figure out a way to kind of get along and save the day.
Fandango's 10 most anticipated summer movies, with more than 5,000 ticket buyers surveyed, has a few superheroes in the top 5.
Superman back on the big screen, directed and written by James Gunn. At number 3, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. At number 2, The Fantastic Four: First Steps.
At number 1 is Jurassic World: Rebirth.
This one takes us back to the island, back to the horror roots of the Jurassic franchise.
6 and 7 from the world of John Wick: Ballerina and zombie thriller 28 Years Later. 2 adventures follow.
How to Train Your Dragon live action adaptation. It's thrilling, it's emotional. Lilo and Stitch, another live action version of an animated experience. I think this is going to be one of the bigger movies of the summer.
Rounding out the top 10, Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan in Freakier Friday. I'm going to throw in an honorable mention for my fellow horror fans and my most anticipated movie of the summer.
I'll admit, there were some bugs in my programming.
Our bestie, Megan 2.0. So this is now a franchise as well.
In this one, Megan may actually be the hero of this film because there is another sort of more dangerous robot that has to contend against Megan. If you're a horror fan, you're going to have a good summer.
In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
We got a lot of great movies coming this summer, clearly. There is a movie right now, though, that I don't think we've ever seen in terms of its like acclaim than Sinners. renowned. Most people are saying it's an amazing movie. I haven't seen anybody say it's bad. You went and saw it yesterday.
Yeah, so we saw it yesterday, and to be honest, I didn't really have any interest in seeing the movie until I started hearing about all of the hype that it was getting and reading I read some of the reviews, but like really vague, just kind of like really intense, you'll love it, or, didn't think it was gonna be as good as it was. And so I went and saw it yesterday with Ryan, and I have to say that I was absolutely blown away. I hadn't seen any trailers. I hadn't seen, anything like that. I did see the commercial that they aired during the Super Bowl, thank you. But that's all I knew, kind of going into it. And I just think, first of all, I thought it was shot really cool. I thought the acting was absolutely sublime. I love how they casted the way that they did. But there are some deeper elements to it in the storyline that I just really, really appreciated. I felt like it was like a movie that hadn't really been done in a while, like some of the themes that they were hitting on. Yeah, for me personally. So I don't want to go into what those were because you haven't seen it yet, and for you guys that haven't, I don't want to potentially ruin anything or spoil it. But I just feel like there were some themes and some elements running through there that I was like, wow, this isn't something I've seen in a movie in a while, and I really appreciated it. And then there were there was just some really cool moments that.
When was the last time we had a movie like this where everyone says it's good? And I've not seen one bad review on it. Not one from the people I've talked to, from things I've read online, not one. Right. It's literally universally loved.
We were sitting in the theater waiting for it to start, and Ryan's kind of scrolling through Rotten Tomatoes, and I was like, please don't show me anything
that
I don't want.
That is the biggest. What is he doing?
He wanted, because he was looking at all the reviews. He was like, this is incredible. Everybody is saying it's so good. So,
you gotta stay away from that once you're in the theater.
I know, he just pulled it up and he was reading all the.
Gonna spoil the movie for you.
It wasn't any spoilers on it, but just people talking about how absolutely amazing it was. And so it lived up to it for sure.
Stay away from those deep reviews though, because they will spoil things in the deep ones.
No, I don't know. He just had it open and was like, look, everyone's saying it's really great.
Don't read reviews in the movie theater when you're sitting in the theater.
Right before it's about to start.
All right, guys, go see Sinners. And don't go anywhere because we have more New Mexico Living headed your way right after the break. But first, let's get a check on your local forecast.
It's now time for the National Roofing Weather Update.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is a live view from Albuquerque where we are seeing mostly clear skies as well. Though very late tonight, I should say, we could see a chance for some isolated rain. Forecast highs for the day, we're looking at 75 here in Albuquerque, 66 down across Ruidoso, 78 down through Hobbs. Our satellite right now is trending mostly clear, but very late tonight we could see a few very isolated sprinkles, and we see those moving in about 5 p.m., largely trending up to the northeast. That low pressure system is right next to Raton, which is why most of the rain is centered on there. That's going to make way for a clearer Thursday morning, but Thursday afternoon we're going to see more rain move in across northwestern and northern New Mexico. That will continue to intensify across the afternoon on Thursday. Friday and Saturday are going to be our big rainmaker days, however, bringing chances for isolated showers and thunderstorms across central New Mexico. That rain is going to be lasting all the way through Sunday before we cool off and clear out on Monday.
The Albuquerque Hispano Chamber of Commerce Convention and Tourism Department is the proud iPad sponsor for New Mexico Living.
If you're looking to upgrade your comfort, improve your home environment, or make your life a little easier, you've come to the right place.
That's right. Elisa Bergamini and Jacob Palmer are standing by with the top best sellers at the best prices in this week's Epic Discounts from Consumer Resource BestReviews.com.
Welcome to Epic Discounts by BestReviews.com. I'm Melissa Bergamini. Grab your phone and scan the QR code on your screen to shop these amazing deals right now. First up, let's get right to it. The Lavoie Humidifier. So whether it's dryness in the air or allergy season, this is your go-to for comfortable and breathable air all at home. Its advanced filtration adds moisture to help relieve that dry skin that maybe you've been feeling. Sinus issues, no one likes that. And then uncomfortable AC dryness. Best of all, it is ultra quiet, so simple to use, and lets you adjust the mist level to your liking. Better breathing plus better sleep. Yeah, sign me up for this product. Next, let's tackle those outdoor chores with the Greenworks electric pressure washer. It is perfect for driveways, patios, and cars. It blasts away grime with 18,000 PSI of power. So no gas, no oil, just plug it in and you are ready to go. It is lightweight, eco-friendly, and makes outdoor cleaning fast, fun, and easy. All of you that have busy mornings out there, I know that is basically all of us. Well, guess what? We have you covered. Meet the Ninja Blast Portable Blender. I know I will be putting this on my wedding registry, that is for sure. Yeah, this sounds like the perfect product. It is the ultimate convenience. This compact powerhouse blends smoothies, protein shakes, hey, even snacks, all on the go. With a 700-watt motor and a convenient to-go lid, you can blend it and take it with you in just seconds. It is healthy, portable, and perfect for your active lifestyle. Last but certainly not least, let's say hello to cooler nights with a cooling pillow for all of you hot sleepers out there. It is infused with gel memory foam. It regulates your body temperature so you can stay cool and comfy all night long. No more flipping your pillow. It is cool on both sides. It also supports your head and your neck for better rest so you wake up feeling oh so refreshed. Let's get a look at all 4 products one last time. So take out your phone and scan the QR code on your screen and get ready to scan, shop, and save with epic discounts by bestreviews.com.
Best Reviews is owned by our parent company, Nexstar.
Yeah, you can find more on the products and where to buy them on our website, always on krqe.com. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Slim Chickens is the proud kitchen sponsor for New Mexico Living.
Okay, we are going to take a look at what is trending now. The Penn Relays went ahead of schedule last week in Philadelphia, even in the pouring rain, including a 100-meter dash, and those competing proved that age is most definitely just a number. Check this video out, guys. This is crazy. So the runners age 80 and older. The race was ran last Saturday. Flow Sports had the call with 82-year-old Dominic Stutella, the winner, with a time of 16.02
Look
seconds.
at him go!
Moving.
Look at him go!
In the rain, too.
In the rain.
Didn't care about the elements, didn't care about their age. That guy was really moving.
We were having the conversation today, do we believe that we, in our 30s, could run the 100-meter dash that fast? Watch him get out the gate. Okay, first of all, this guy, false start almost, but he gets back. Here we go. Look at him. The guy in the red went out hot.
Yeah, he did.
And then, old boy, he kind of looks like Tommy Chong, to be honest.
That's so funny.
Is just, you know, those
the guy
two,
in the blue
neck
though
and
kind
neck.
of was coming up on him there at the end, like.
I cannot express to you guys enough.
Look at me, so excited.
I cannot express to you enough how impressive this is. Okay, that man is. Is he 80?
Is he 89?
He's 82.
Oh, he's 82. Okay.
I couldn't imagine being able to run that fast at 82. Look at him.
He's got the arms moving, like the form.
This is nuts. I want you guys to know who are sitting on the couch right now. This 80-year-old man probably could beat you in a 100
That's
meter
what I'm
dash.
saying. Do you know how many
could.
people younger than him could not run 100 meters in 16.02 seconds?
I'm trying to think about how fast I could run the 100-meter dash, and now I kind of want to go to a track and do it to see if New Mexico Living could beat Dominic Stellato. Is that how you pronounce that? Stellato.
I said Stellato.
Yep, Stellato. That's how they pronounce it. I wonder if we could beat him. I don't know if we could.
I don't know.
That is impressive stuff right there.
It is very impressive.
That is a
I'm like
remarkable
thinking, I was
thing
like,
to
I don't even remember, because like in middle school, like we would do track as part of like our athletics or whatever, and I don't even remember what I would run the 100 meters in back when I was actually in very good shape and much younger. So
at 82 years old to be able to run like that out the gate.
It's got to be inspiring for people in some way, right? Like look at this guy.
Round of applause.
Good job,
sir.
Dominic.
That was very impressive. All right, good for him. Glad he didn't pull a hammy or anything. Also,
yeah, hopefully he stretched after, had a banana
good.
for some potassium.
Dominic didn't walk for the next 9 days.
And that was the end of his
He was in a
athletic
wheelchair
career.
for 9 days. All right, a stretch of highway in Macomb County, Alabama. Yeah, it got shut down on Tuesday. Why, you ask? Well, it was due to a runaway kangaroo. Excuse me? State troopers.
So
no, we're not in Sydney, Australia, folks. We're in Alabama.
Aww.
State troopers. They rushed to the scene on Interstate 85 to capture Sheila, the kangaroo, while drivers watched in pure awe as the marsupial hopped in front of their cars. Sheila made her way onto the roadway after escaping her enclosure. Now, the kangaroo's owner says she's back home and is safe now, thank goodness. But according to Born Free USA, it is illegal to own a kangaroo in Alabama
I was gonna say.
without specific permits. This is something you don't see every single day.
Okay, so, it's always very, very sad when, like, a pet owner loses their dog or their cat. Maybe you see the flyers around town and you're on the lookout if you are in the area. But I think it would be very noticeable to see lost kangaroo. Like, that wouldn't be like, oh, is this the dog they were talking about? It's like, no, this is definitely the animal.
I do one of those double take things. Oh, look, there's Kangaroo Jack. Kangaroo Jack?
She's just like, oh, yep, going down the road. Like, where are you going?
I don't know what I would do if I was on I-25 and I saw a kangaroo hopping its way down the road.
She just looks pretty unbothered for the most part.
I mean, this is a Pixar movie. This is Sheila's Great Escape.
I do hope that Sheila's owner did have all the proper permits so she can go back to her home and be safe.
I'm guessing that the owner did because they were able to
get her back. Yeah,
they did, true. Right? So, but yeah, guys, if you're going to own an exotic animal, please make sure you have the right permits and you're prepared as well.
Yeah, and maybe keep a closer eye.
Oh my goodness.
That was such a funny video.
Sheila's Great Escape. La, la, la. Sheila's Great Escape. I'm going to write the script and
send it to the queue of 40 million things you're currently working on.
Send it to Pixar. Send it to Pixar. All right.
All right. So a Starbucks location like no other is set to open in Texas this week. The coffee giant is preparing to roll out its newest location in Brownsville, Texas. But what makes this spot so special is that it is the chain's first 3D printed store in America.
Unreal.
So a computer-controlled robotic arm was used to pour concrete, making Starbucks one of the nation's first major chains to perform this type of commercial construction. So
wow.
Used mostly in by builders in residential construction. The location, which is a drive-through only, it is set to open on Friday. It looks pretty cool, too.
I'm telling you right now, this technology is in its infancy, and it's already making structures for mega corporations like Starbucks. If this is not a glimpse into the future, folks, I do not know what is. I'm blown away.
Good.
What is this going to do for the construction world?
So good. So that's
what is this going to do when this technology advances even farther than what it's at now? It's already clearly advanced enough to make a building like this.
But is there concern that this then eventually will take jobs away from people because we're going to use machinery, which yes, probably
it already did.
Operated by, but like you were talking about it being in its infancy, so maybe right now there's still people on deck if something goes wrong. We're working out the kinks. Obviously, this is going to be somebody's going to operate it, so you have an individual or two there. But by and large, if you've got one robotic arm that's able to lay this concrete and build this structure, how does that take away? It's cool that we have this technology, and I'm not saying it's necessarily a bad thing, but we want people to be able to make a living if this is something that they want to do, right? So there's always that kind of question.
The evolution of technology in a variety of different fields is amazing. Even thinking about our field, right?
Yeah.
Before we even had
these
teleprompters,
cameras are
there
robotic.
was someone holding up a piece of paper, with the robotic cameras now. Now this. I'm telling you, in 20 years, those are going to be making high rises.
Maybe we'll just be holograms.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Or maybe I do. Well, we'll see. All right, don't go anywhere, guys.
We'll be right back.
The County Line is the proud loft sponsor for New Mexico Living.
So really quick, that video we were showing, the kangaroo bouncing down the highway in Alabama. We've had some rogue animals here in New Mexico. Did we have a seagull not long ago that was in Santa Fe? Or there was some bird that seemed like kind of out of place that had to go
Wasn't it a peacock?
No, I don't know. It felt like it was some tropical bird or some seafaring bird that showed up in Santa Fe and people were like, why are you here?
One time my wife was driving down Montgomery and saw a deer.
Oh, that
was a deer!
Just in the middle of the city. Bye guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. That'd be kind of crazy.